is going on, guys? Coach Ty here, and I'm here with the lovely Coach Lori for episode 59 of Keeping It Real with TNL. And we have one of our special guests, longtime CrossFit San Ramon member, Julie Francis. Yay. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule. So, guys, we're going to be doing an interview with her and asking her about her CrossFit experience. I know that she's going to have a really good story, so I can't wait to speak with her. But before we go that, we're just going to, number one, couple things to talk about. We just wrapped up our 4-week MetFix Spark last week. So for those of you who were involved in that, that was very, very good. I thought it was an excellent course. So number one, we obviously basically broke down food to the science level, but not only that, each week we had steps that you could actually take to help you with losing weight, reversing chronic disease, and changing your entire relationship and understanding with how food works and what is good and healthy for you. I was obviously privy to be in the course, but for those of you who missed it and may be struggling, this could be the course for you. We will probably talk about when we're going to be putting it on again. Also, we had our Valentine's event here. Guys, that was another huge one. Tons of people. I saw everybody getting involved. People were getting their faces done. People were getting massages. I even saw one of our videos recently. Some of our members getting help from, was it Victoria?
Yeah, Horse PT and
Horse PT. Yeah. So guys, once again, Coach Lori planned out the whole entire Valentine's Day event. It was a way to give back to all the members, to let you guys know that we're thankful for you guys being here and just being members at our gym. That was one way that she thought that she could obviously show that love back. So hopefully that it was appreciated. That said, are you ready?
I hope so.
All right, guys, we're going to be jumping in. Hopefully, you guys have liked what we've done. We've been having interviews almost every single podcast since 2026 because you've heard me and Coach Lori talk all the time. So we want to get other people to tell their story. Maybe you could hear what they've done after they've made some of the changes, and you could use their advice instead of just hearing it from us all the time. So let's get it going. First question, pull it up. All right, Julie. So let's rewind a bit. When did you join CrossFit San Ramon, and what was that made you decide to join this gym?
Well, I think I joined in, I think it was 2015. It's been, it'll be 11 years in July. That's crazy. 11 years. Yeah. I think if I rewind a little bit more, because I started CrossFit before I came here. So that's like more where my story started.
Let's go back there.
So I guess my whole life I've been like really physically active. I always liked fitness, but I never really found like my niche. Like I never really found what I enjoyed. And like through high school, I always did dance. I did cheerleading, and that was like my love. And I even did, one of my electives was aerobics. Like for 3 years of high school, I did aerobics, dance, and cheerleading every single day. Wow. And I loved it. And then after high school, I went to nursing school, and I was just like crazy busy, didn't have any time for anything. And then after that, I spent a long time trying to figure out like what I enjoyed. I always liked working out. I just didn't know what to do. So I tried like jazzercise, I tried Zumba, I tried bar method, Pilates, I tried just going to a traditional gym, like nothing like stuck, like nothing. I liked it, but I was like, it's okay. And then, my husband at the time got transferred to Michigan. So we moved to Michigan. And when we got there, he was like, let's try CrossFit because we don't know anybody. And I hear that it's a good community. Let's try it out. And I was like, absolutely not. I was like, that is not something I will ever do in my life.
Wow.
Because in my last words, in my brain, I was seeing people doing handstand push-ups, puke buckets in the corner, like people dead on the floor, and like, no, I don't want to do that. And he's like, come on, like people talk about the community, it's great. And like, finally, like he dragged me kicking and screaming, like to CrossFit. And we found this gym there that had a really good on-ramp prep program. And he was in there like 4 or 6 weeks, and he went twice a week. And learned all the CrossFit movements. He's like, let's just do that. If you don't like it, then you don't have to ever do it again. So I'm like, all right, that's a good compromise. Okay. So we did that. And I remember my first class I went to, so it was at 6:30 at night, and we were watching the 5:30 class. And again, I'm like trembling. I'm like, I can't do this. I'm never going to be able to do this. Like, are you kidding me? So we did the on-ramp thing. It was fine. Again, I still wasn't like quite into it yet. Like I was like, this is okay. It's kind of fun. And like background, I had never lifted a barbell before that ever. Like I maybe had done a back squat, but like that's it. Like it never had tried any movement before. So we did it for a couple months, still wasn't really into it. And then somebody said, hey, this guy's opening this new gym. Why don't you all come over? So we all ended up going to this other gym. And I remember my first day there, I walked in and my jaw was on the floor because I saw all these incredibly strong women. And I was like, wow. And I was like so inspired seeing these women lifting these heavy weights. And I was like, that is so cool. Like, I wish I could do that. So we joined this gym. Long story short, we ended up getting divorced, and I ended up going through a divorce while we were at the gym, both going to the gym. There was another member of the gym involved. I won't explain that anymore. So we were kind of the drama of our CrossFit gym. But it was a really hard time for me, and I really like sunk like deep down in like dark depression. Like I took a leave from work. I was in Michigan by myself. My support system is in California. We had a 6-month-old puppy like that I had to take care of, and he was just gone. And I was just like, I didn't know what to do with myself. So I just kept going to the gym because I didn't really know what else to do. And that community just grabbed me and took care of me, and they became my family, and they like picked me up. And I remember there were times where I would go to the gym and I would see him because he would go to the earlier class, and I'd kind of start like getting upset, and like the owner would see me and he'd grab me, he'd bring me to a rack and he'd give me a bar and he'd say, put it on the bar and lift it. Put it on the bar and lift it. And then I was like, okay. And I started getting stronger and stronger physically, which made me get stronger mentally. And so like that experience like built me up so much. And I still look back and I'm like, I can't believe I got through that, because I truly believe that it was CrossFit that saved my life, because I don't think I would have been able to do it without it. Yeah. Like my dog got me out of bed in the morning because she couldn't take care of herself. And then CrossFit got me out of the house and moving, and like showed me how strong I could be. Yeah. So that was really cool. So I stayed there, and then eventually, like after a couple months, I was like, I need to go back to California. I need to move back. It's my home. That's where my family is. So I knew I was going to continue CrossFit when I left. So when I figured out I was moving to California, my very good friend Cam was like, you gotta go to CrossFit San Ramon. It's the best. You gotta meet Tim and Lori. They're awesome. So like literally, I think I got back on Friday. I think Monday I was here. Like I got a Groupon and I started, and I remember I came here and I was like, it's pretty cool. And like I looked back at Wodify, and like I moved here on the 10th, and I was a member by the 19th. Like I was sold, and I have not looked back since. Love it.
Wow.
I know. There's a lot to
That you could have stopped here and just talked about.
See, next week I was at 60. I'll tell you this, having joined here because I was starting a divorce. CrossFit does the community and everybody. Like I hear what you're saying 100%. And then for people that are watching that don't know you, you're one of, if not the strongest woman in our gym and an elite athlete. So hearing that you were like, I'm not going to try CrossFit, I was like, and little did she know that she'd be like, oh, this place, like, that's so good. The story's so incredible start to finish. But I'm so grateful the gym that you ended up at had an owner that knew how to help you through all that and keep you focused on you.
Yeah.
Because you just lost part of your identity at that point.
Yeah.
Right? The divorce is such a shakeup to who you are, and you're part of something, and then it's just you.
Yeah.
But what a blessing, because look at where your life is now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, everything happens for a reason.
Oh, yeah. I look back and I'm like, I don't wish that upon anybody, but I don't want to take it back because it made me who I am today.
Oh, yeah.
See,
like, it's crazy.
That's the thing.
That's so deep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We cannot have regrets, right?
Yeah.
In the shittiest times, you're just like,
Yeah.
everything played out how it's supposed to and get you where you need to be.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Absolutely. That kind of it's you were in the fire, but you just kept on pushing through and moving on, and you obviously made it out, which is that's amazing. And then it's also tough too, because I don't know what it's like to go through a divorce, but I know that that's one of those things that nothing heals at time.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you do in the moment, only time can heal. And as you know, time moves out. It cheats through.
Mm-hmm.
And so the fact that you were able to find something that could pull your mind off of it every single day, That's huge. Very, very cool. And then obviously one of my highlights was you saying I walked into the gym and saw all of these super strong women. I'm saying now that's you. That's you. Yeah. That's you.
Look like Julie, want to be strong like Julie, like her. And that's like,
that's you.
Yeah.
That's so cool when that happens that way. When it's like, dude, you become the person who you looked up to. That's huge. Very cool.
You're a hero. I love this. All right. So we get through this really difficult time. You come into who you are and who you're meant to be, and now you're back home in the Bay. So what are some of the other biggest changes physically and mentally since your time here when it was really just all about you didn't have to see your ex at the gym and like it was a fresh start? What changes stand out the most from that time until now?
I feel like working out here has just given me so much more confidence in life. Like, cause there's so many hard things and like, you can look at it, I just can't do that. I remember like, I'm never going to be able to do a pull up. Like, it's never going to happen. And I remember one day I tried and I was like, I did a pull up. It's like, it's just, things in life you think I can't do that, but you can't. You just have to try. Like, you can't give up. And I feel like that really has translated outside of CrossFit as well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Great.
So you feel that at work too. We'll talk about your career a bit if you want to coming up, but like, because I know what you do, and then I meet people that know you because they tell me what they do. I'm like, do you know Julie? And everybody knows you. You're like a star outside the gym too in the community. Do you feel that it makes you? How does it affect you as a parent?
Well, I'm able to keep up with my kids, which is nice because that's like a huge thing. Like that, I always thought about. I don't want to be one of those parents because I am technically an older mom, like advanced maternal age, if you call it, when I had both my kids. So like I don't want to be like older and not be able to run around with my kids. Like, and I am like right now we're so active when we're at home. We're always going for walks, we're going for hikes, we're running around our court, riding bikes, like, and I can keep up with them and it's nice. Like, I don't want to ever have to be like, okay guys, mommy's going to take a break. You guys do your thing.
Good deal. See, and those are some of those small wins that people like we said, I love when because some that me and Coach Laura was talking about are non-scale victory. And that to me is a non-scale victory because a lot of us get so focused on either what's the scale say or do I look good in this? And this whole fitness thing becomes I'm doing this so I can feel and look a certain way in the mirror, as opposed to also looking at some of those other things. Like, can you have fun with your kids? Do you feel good when you wake up? Are you actually happy with the life that you're living? Because that's the stuff that nobody usually talks about. And then obviously you had already mentioned it, but the confidence, the mental confidence that comes from doing CrossFit or just being consistent daily, that leads into so much more. And that is, in my mind, a much, much bigger win now than some of those other ones were at when I first started the journey. Because I'm no different. I was kind of like everyone else. I just want to lose weight and look good. And I didn't see fitness for its true hierarchy that it is. So just the fact that you obviously, and so that makes sense now. You've been doing this for a decade and some change. So that makes sense why you've reached that hierarchy that me and Lori always talk about. No, this is much, much bigger than just looking good.
Yeah.
There's so much more in this Pandora's box of fitness.
I think that'll be cool. So like a decade. So now your children are young and mine's an adult in a few weeks. But from like 16 on up, she'd be like, I used to love women parks. We had the best time. She remembers all those moments of me having energy and doing that. Because I mean, that's why losing 100 pounds to live for her was what brought me here. And that's like her core memories are those moments of like, you can get on the floor and play with them. You can get on the bike and ride with them. You can get on the monkey bars and swing with them, right? And so you have that to look forward to as well as when they're like reminiscing about because every kid hits that age where it's not cool to play really anymore. Yeah. But then they always think back, like you remember times like with your grandfather stuff, like we never forget the stuff looking back. So that'll be cool too. All right, one more quick question before I send it over to Ty. The physical changes, because for all intents and purposes, you were like an endurance athlete before you were a CrossFitter, right? Aerobics, cheer, which is like dance, all that stuff is like hardcore. I don't know if you were throwing the girls up in the air too, which is great as well. But the physical changes, tell us about the physical changes when you really got past the, I don't want to do CrossFit, I just want to be strong like these women, to becoming the strong woman that everyone wants to be like in CrossFit. Walk us through those physical changes.
Physically? Gosh, I feel like before I started CrossFit, like I was always kind of fit, but like almost like the skinny fat, where like I didn't see any of my muscles before. Like I always had strong shoulders. I think that was the only thing you could see. Everyone always asked me if I was a swimmer, but like I couldn't see any muscle whatsoever. And like slowly I started doing CrossFit and I started getting the toned that everybody talks about. And I'm like, oh, I can see my leg muscles. Oh, that's an ab. Oh my gosh. Like it started getting, that's so interesting. So
very different. I love that.
Without weightlifting, I wouldn't do that.
That's true. Yeah.
So I completely love that, because that is a huge thing that is a misconception that we deal with all the time. Is everybody thinks, oh my God, I don't want to get bulky and stuff. It's like, no, you're going to get toned, you're going to get lean, and your fat is going to begin to wrap around your muscles so it becomes more visible. Like that's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Good stuff.
Awesome. Let me pop mine up and we'll get this thing going. Next question. So, motivation. You are consistent. And now that I've actually heard even more of this story, that's almost like an understatement. But despite being a nurse, working graveyard shift, and raising 2 young children, do you actually feel motivated most days? Or what have you learned that just keeps you coming in and day out for this long?
I do feel motivated. I think it's because I love it so much. Like I've gotten like a passion for this. So like it helps make me want to come in. It's not like, oh, I gotta go to the gym today or whatever. It's like, I get to go. Like, oh, today's the day I get to go. And like being busy, and I feel like I make this like almost like a meeting, like a work meeting or something. I'm like, these are the days I'm going to go this week. Like I have to like plan it in advance, because sometimes I need childcare, or sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm going to work. I'm going to go to the gym afterwards. So I've got to bring all my stuff with me. Like I have to plan ahead. I can't just be like, I'm going to the gym today. It's like, no, it's like every week I'm like, these are the days I'm going. Like it's planned out already. And then if I can get it another day, that's great. But like, I try to consistently go 3 to 4 days a week. And then sometimes I've been noticing going like 5 days a week. I don't know how that happened,
so cool.
But it's like, I love it so much. And I think that's the thing, is you got to find something you love, something you're passionate about. And it makes it so much easier.
It's true. Yeah. Cause you're like, you come in straight from a graveyard shift.
Yeah.
So this is the thing, like you inspire me on all levels. Like I need to be strong like Julia. I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna try to keep up with her, like even to 75%, keeping up with your 100%. Like I watch you and I'm like, she inspires me so much. And some days I wake up tired. I'm like, shut up, Lori. You just woke up to go to the gym. You didn't get off work to go off your graveyard. You know, like you're so inspiring, and that your passion keeps you going like this is everything. And I hope for people listening to this, like if your why is small, go for a bigger why. And if that's still not enough, get in and fall in love with the process, and then just be addicted to that. Let that be your addiction. The feeling you get when you're here working out and when you leave, right? Don't you feel like, even after a hard workout, we're like, that was hard. We're like, that was great. It's like your drug of choice, right?
Yes.
Literally. Yeah. So I love that. That's wonderful motivation.
That's awesome. No, absolutely. Absolutely. And I completely like that. It's a mindset shift. And so kind of to talk about my life is something that you just kind of spoke about. So Lori always buys me these planners, and I love these things because you got to have these, because people don't realize, you think that you're going to make the time to do these things, but that's never the case. And it's much easier to treat it like that. Like, no, I'm going to schedule this in my day so I know when I'm going to be here. Just like people would spend time scheduling work. So I've been told I was a little bit crazy, but I used to I still do, but I put on my own planner the things that are the most important to me. So even on there, I will say, spend time with my partner because I know how I get. I get so freaking focused where I start to freaking lose track. It's like, no, I know that these 2 hours are set aside just for that own purpose. So everything is done and I could actually be in the moment. Just like you were like, people don't realize you will only do the things that you actually say, this is important. I'm going to make the time for it. Not if my day goes well, then I'll make the time. And that's when they start to fall to the wayside.
So true. Yeah, I think we talked about this before. Like, it's like the person that's like, I'm not going to go to the store unless I know I'm going to hit every green light. It's an easy path there. Right? Like, and some days you wake up and you're like, okay, well, no sleep, my stomach's up, but I'm going. Like, because it's a non-negotiable. We don't wake up and spend 30 minutes talking ourselves into brushing our teeth. We get up and brush our teeth, right? Like, and when it's axiomatic, your fitness and your health are just as important and non-negotiable as the other things on your list. It's a wonderful life. Like, it really, really is. So I love that you're so, I love your reactions here. Okay, so aging and longevity, right? This is always a good topic because, well, every year we get a year older. And I think the median age in the gym is like 35 to 45. Like, that's our biggest age group in this gym. I'm outside of that by a lot now, which makes me a little bit sad, but I am younger than Starbucks, which we talked about. That keeps me going. We get busier, especially for women. We get all the hormone fluctuations as we get into 40s to 50s and all that. And a lot of people really fear that they're going to slow down and they have to ease back and they've got to change everything. And I know that CrossFit and the things we do in here allow us to keep going. But how is your mindset? How is your mindset with that? Because you're getting aging and longevity. Like, oh, I'm getting older. I'm automatically going to slow down. I'm going to lose strength. I'm going to lose da-da-da. Like, how is CrossFit set the scene for you? Because you just said you're going to be 42 May. Our birthdays are close by. Think about that. What's your mindset with this as every year you get better with age?
It blows my mind, honestly. Like, I look back at like Wodify and look where I was, and especially before I was pregnant and before I had kids, like, and then I look now and I'm like, how am I getting stronger as I get older? Like, it makes no sense to me, but I'm like, I'll take it. But it definitely changes my mindset a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I thought, as I got older, I'd have to slow down. Like, don't lift as much heavy weights, slow the workouts down. But I'm like, I don't feel like I have to do that. Like, I feel like I want to do more. I want to go harder.
And you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. You feel like, I don't know if it's just, I don't know. I don't know if men talk about the same thing. I know with women, it's always about like the change in midlife. And everything changes and sucks, and you're gonna gain weight, and you're gonna slow down, and then and then in the circle of fitness, people are like, "Well, you should just go walking with a vest or a rucksack," and you're just like, "What?"
No thanks.
So I think like what you're doing is you're shattering this like shitty rumor that we slow down and get weaker and feeble as we head towards the golden rules era for great terms and doing nothing with our 9-year-old mom in the house. So I love that you record all the stuff you do, which is great because Spotify really helps us see that you're getting stronger as you age, right? Like, hey, I'm 41 and then my lifts are higher than before I even had kids. And that is everything because so many women really think that there's this like switch that happens and they're like, we're going to go to the mall and do power walking. And we're like, strength train, no, get in here, CrossFit, right? So I love that you're out. Even though everybody thinks you're a lot younger than you are, we should just put our age on our shirt. Then they'll know.
Yeah.
Short back squat a year ago and this year, like, it's so cool. But it validates that anything is possible if you don't put your mindset in this lower vibration of, oh, well, I'll be 49 in May, so maybe I should really just look into like curves and scale it back. Where's Lori on Tuesday and Thursday? And I was like, I was on trampoline. You're like, oh, she's almost 50. That makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. Yeah. So I'm glad that they are sharing the truth. But as you age, even with young kids in tow and a busy schedule with not the ideal sleep schedule, nothing can hold you back. The sky is the limit.
Absolutely. And so just adding on to what Lori said, just the fact that you have these metrics to look back on year after year, I would say that is one of the biggest truths is that you, as she said, you are showing that what they've told us for years isn't true. And not only that, it was a thought that you had too, and you were willing to keep on going to prove it wrong. Because that's what we've been trying to secretly do here within this gym is break that lie of that you get weaker as you get older, because as time goes on, it really is a mindset.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you embraced it. And then the other thing that I was going to add. So me and Lori look at health experiments, and we talked about them, all these podcasts, and not one of them has probably been as accurate as yours is by these doctors and these pros who are like, oh yeah, I tracked these people for 5 years and called them up once a month and asked them how much they thought that they paid for something random like that. Like, no, this is where I was prior to having children. This is where I was after my children. This is where I was each year since then. And I have the lists, the days, the exact freaking hour that I pulled this off.
Yeah.
This is the proof. And those are facts that can't be argued. Like you can't hand those to someone and then be like, well, this is an anomaly. No, I've shown you. This is how it was done. And if this can be done with me, then this could be scaled to anybody else. Because no one may be able to ever lift what you lift, but that doesn't mean that they can't be as consistent as you are at their own level and still continue to see those exact same results scaled over time. And that's the biggest thing with that, is that you don't have to always be the strongest in the gym. You could still scale with the consistent mindset. And that's what's going to be the true win. And so you knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Love it.
All right. This is the last one.
This is it. Just you.
All right. So if someone who's watching this, listening on Spotify, feels overwhelmed, tired, stuck, busy with the career and the kids, what would you tell them if they were contemplating joining CrossFit gym?
Take the first step. Just try. Just do it. Just don't hesitate. Just go. I feel like, especially as a busy mom, I just don't have the time. I don't have the time to do anything because we're all busy. We all have so much stuff to do, but you can make the time. You can. And for me, I am not an early morning person. I cannot get up early. So many people, just get up before the kids get up and go to the gym or work out. I'm like, I can't do that. I've only been to 5:30 a.m. one time, and I don't think I will ever go again.
Yeah, no.
But it's not because they're not amazing, but I don't.
Early.
If I'm going to be up at 5:30, it's because I was up all night. 5:30.
Yeah, 5:30. I was up.
But for example, my cousin, she just had her second baby. She feeds the baby in the middle of the night, and at 4:30 she gets up and goes in her garage and goes to the gym and does her workout. And I'm like, I can't do that. But that's how she makes it work.
Yeah.
But I figured out a way to make it work in my life, and I feel like you can. It's just you do have to make some sacrifices. You can't do everything, but I feel like you need to sacrifice some things for yourself, because I feel like the hardest part about being a mom is you sacrifice yourself for your kids. And you forget about yourself. And a couple of years ago, you really helped me out because I kind of lost my way and I kind of sacrificed myself because I was all invested in my kids and I was trying to lose weight. I really wasn't getting anywhere. And you saw that and you helped me get my life back together and realize my love for CrossFit is so important to me, and working out and lifting weights. It's it's okay that I do that. That's good for me. I need to take care of myself to take care of my kids. And they do watch. They do see all this stuff too. And it makes a difference.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And now you're healthy and longevity's ahead of you instead of sickness and illness. And you can be there for them more because you have more energy.
Yeah.
And for decades and decades and decades to come, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, the most selfless thing to do is to get in and work out. And the most selfish thing to do is let your health go because you want to be, quote, more present. Even though when you're with them, you're less And at the end of the day, you can still feed them because crock pot and Instant Pot feed a minute. Like, right? Like, where you call Tasty Barbecue and order like 3 pounds of meat and you're good for it. Like, there's ways of staying healthy and cooking and feeding everyone and without you sleeping in the kitchen like 3 times a day to do it. But yeah, I feel like the most selfish thing parents do is just give up their fitness and let their health go to be, quote, better parents. It's the exact opposite. But again, that's a societal thing. It's a societal thing. Oh, you're going to be a mom and work? Wait, you're going to be a mom and work and work out? What is wrong? Why aren't you just a mom? I am a mom. But I'm also a human that needs to do this to like thrive and be emotionally there, to be actually, like we talk about, present when we're talking to people instead of distracted and can't hold a single thought or pay attention to the kids. Like, they're always talking about 50 different cool subjects at once. They're going, and you can actually focus and be like, okay, let's go. Okay. So I think that's another one of those things that what you've said can help people switch that paradigm to like really what's happening and what's important for even if you don't have kids. Like if your spouse or significant other's like, I'm really tired of you working out, you should be like, you should be excited that I'm working out, and you should be working out too. You know what I mean? Like, switch that mindset around, and I swear to God, the world's a happier place. Is this not where your stress kind of melts away till you come in? Anything bothering you is left with that last slight down to the barbell and barbell fury, right? Yes. So yeah, I love what you said there.
Very cool. Very cool. I don't have too much to add. Like you've obviously killed this. You made this episode what it is. But these are some very deep conversations, and I love it when we get to have somebody who's been doing this for years on the show, because it definitely shows what happens when you do something consistently. Like, it wasn't overnight that you just came here and were basically doing 155-pound thrusters for doubles. That's not how it happened. But you obviously stayed the course. You found a large why that kept you in there. Not only that, maybe even it was almost like you said, a curse that you had to go through a hardship to learn that this is the one thing that's going to be here for me through it all. But still, you obviously stayed on course and you didn't falter. And this is the life that comes of that. And like, everybody just wants, they want the Julie result in 4 weeks. And if they don't get it, then they're out the door. Like, that's not how it works, man.
Life.
Yeah, seriously. Like,
and I do have something to add to that, because I do get a lot of people saying, wow, you're really good at snatch or this or that. I'm like, I have practiced so much. Like, when I first started, I hated snatch. I was like, this is the worst lift. Like, I don't get this. It doesn't make sense. And like, there was one moment it just like clicked, and I was like, wow, through the bar in there. Like, I get it now. But like, even after you get it, I still, every time you guys had a clinic, I went to the clinic. I remember like years ago, there was like an Olympic lifting class at 6:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I would go to the 5:30 p.m. and then stay for 6:30 Olympic lifting. And then like, every time there's something to learn more, I try. And like, that's how I got better and better with my technique, because practice. Yeah. It wasn't overnight. Yeah. I wasn't naturally good at it.
I love that point. See, everyone? Consistency, and we'll know Christian's likely going to do the next powerlifting clinic Sunday, March 22nd, after the Open. Then we know the Open starts a week from today. It's Thursday. So we're going to keep those every few months because it's helpful. Like, I'll come in and take it too, because I can always do better at snatch. I'm so scared. For me, it's a fear factor. It's not silly. You would think after 13 and a half years, but everybody has something to overcome. So, awesome. All right, rapid fire.
God.
Want me to do it?
I'll just ask the first one.
We'll just ease into this. We'll make it a fun one. Okay. Favorite vacation you've been on with Jeff and the kids?
Probably Hawaii. We went to Kauai like 2 years ago, and it was so much fun. The kids absolutely loved it. We found this little beach called Baby Beach, where like the water was like literally up to your knees. It didn't go any higher, and it was like protected cove, and they had all these little sea creatures and stuff. Oh my God, we had a blast there. They loved Hawaii. We went to see the sea turtles at Poipu Beach. Like, Oh my God, we just had a blast in Hawaii.
That's so cool.
Like that, I think that's my favorite vacation spot.
I love that. I want to go right now.
Yeah.
That's like my phone back. Southwest 59 each way. Like the three. Get your families. We're going.
Episode over.
Bye.
So that's pretty cool. So I don't want to change the mood. I want to be a little bit tougher.
Okay.
What personal fear has influenced the decisions you make in your life the most? Like, for example, fear of being called a bad mom, fear of living in poverty. What fear
Gosh.
has...
My phone dropped. I was like, this is hard. It's not even my question.
But yeah, what lingering fear in the back of your mind do you think has influenced the decisions in your life the most?
Gosh, that is deep.
It is a good one.
I mean, I feel like there's always in the back of my mind, in every part of life, like you're just not good enough to do this. You just can't. You can't do this. You don't know what you're talking about. And it's even like it's in motherhood, like being a wife, working here. It's like there's always a little voice in the back of my mind that's like, no, you don't know. You're in too far. You don't know what you're doing. Like there is always that. And it's like, and sometimes you can push it aside and sometimes you can't. I know at work, we were talking about this the other day at work. It's like trusting your gut. When your gut says, this is what is happening. Like, it's really hard because what if I'm wrong? What if this isn't right? Like, I guess it's always there. But God, that's a hard one.
I told you we were going to change them up. So you're the first one. I feel bad because you're the first one to do some of the barbell workouts. You're the first one to deal with all of my main stuff that I don't have in life. But you're handling it.
Well, I guess another one is that with kids, it's like my worry is that what I'm doing is screwing up my kids later in life. Like you just don't know. You think you're doing everything right, but then you think, God, what if I mess it up for them later? Like, what if I'm doing something wrong? Like, you just don't know. Like, what they're going to look back and like, oh, my parents did this and it was terrible. And you're like, oh, God.
I mean, let's be honest. Every kid is dramatic. Remember that time Grandpa said I didn't have to go to school? I didn't
That was the moment.
He's also, I need therapy. It's really expensive.
Yeah.
Like, no, I think that because I don't even know how we brought this up yet. Julie is like this beautiful heart wrapped in this beautiful body. So like you are such this loving, warm person. You're perfect for the job that you have. Like I think of that, and everyone I meet that knows you, you're all the same personality. So you raise your children with love and the best intentions for them. And that is the best we can all do.
Mm-hmm.
And there's always going to be, well, I really thought that I didn't have to do chores, but here we are, 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just part of it. But I think that when we love them and we make things a little bit difficult for them so that they can rise above circumstances and not grow up to be victims or angry or, well, my mom or my dad, so you're going to do everything right. Even on days you're like, I could have done that better. You'll always think that.
Yeah.
But like, you're just so loving and just like, to me, like the ultimate mom, I think of like, can we be just the best mom? I'm like, Julie, absolutely. 100%. So don't worry about that.
I remember having a conversation with my mom, like probably 5 years ago, and we were just having a casual conversation on a drive home. And I was telling her how like some of the things that happened, like when I was younger, like really helped me. Like, for example, like things that she did that I was so mad. Because I remember when I graduated from high school, I wanted to go to St. Mary's.
Okay.
And I wanted to go right into St. Mary's. And my mom was like, well, stop. Like, that's expensive. Do you know what you want to do with your life? And I'm like, no, I want to go to St. Mary's. And she's like, no, like if you don't know where you want to go, you need to go to we're going to go to DVC. You're going to go for a year. If you figure out that, I was so mad. So I was like, how did I work so hard in high school, get into St. Mary's, and now I'm going to junior college? Like I was just like heartbroken. I was so mad at my mom. But I remember later thinking that was the smartest thing I ever did, was going, because I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then that year I found out I want to be a nurse. And then I got into St. Mary's and got into their nursing program, and it was so much better. Like it worked. It was perfect. And I remember telling her that, and she cried because she said, I thought I was a horrible mom for doing that. Like it was so hard because I gave her so much grief for that. Yeah. And she's like, you just don't know like the choices you're making if they're the right ones. Like you do your best, but you don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's no way I pay for St. Mary's for Ashley if she hadn't already started.
Yeah.
She was like 16, everything she's doing, right? So, because there's no, even if I were like a millionaire, there's no way I'm throwing that money down just for like, it's okay.
Yeah, just do your
St. Mary's money too. Figure it out. Maybe the party. I don't know.
Yeah.
Go down to Moraga and get a massage instead of going to class. Like, but see, that's the thing. As we grow up, we look back and we're like, thanks, mom or dad, or mom and dad, or, life for the hard lesson that made me do X, Y, and Z. So your kids were always destined for greatness, and you're a victim. So. Jeff, too. The only thing I think about with Jeff is curling on the Olympics. I was like, bro, every time the TikTok comes up and I'm like doom scrolling the Olympics, I'm like, oh my God, what if Jeff watched this? And the guy cheating.
Oh God, I saw,
He's straight, he pushed it, and then the things he's like, and they're like, well, we don't use replays. I was like, oh my God, Canada, what? It's all about you cheating. I think it was Canada, yeah.
Oh, I have to see what's going on with that.
Pull aside, yeah. Anyways, okay, next question. What's your favorite Winter Olympic? That's a fun one. That's not full of like deepness for you. So we'll come back with a fun one.
Winter Olympics, I love the figure skating is my favorite. And then snowboarding is my second favorite.
That's not shit.
Yeah.
Love it.
And this year, I totally forgot the Olympics were even on until I was like, oh my gosh, it's like almost over. So I'm going to watch it with Tim because you've been here next. Olympics, it's like 2 hours. Like,
all of us have a little calendar at home for my chores. Tim just has 2026. 30.
He's ready to go.
Yep.
He's like,
Hands down.
I'm going to tell you, the craziest thing that I didn't know existed until this year was the double luge.
I think
this year. But then I'll tell you that, have you ever watched Skeleton, that face first?
Oh my God.
I was like, I need to just go on YouTube because I am not paying to upgrade my Hulu for my Fire Stick for. Sorry, Tim. We were watching on YouTube, and I was like, can you just watch Skeleton? Because I've never watched this. Mm-hmm. And I was like, and then we watched the slalom or the fast downhill, and I was like, that did not say 100 kilometers an hour, did it? And I was like, no, that's the scariest. It's going to be actual recording.
All right, it's on right now.
It's on. Just keep going. Yeah.
So, no, I was going to say, these Olympic sports, winter Olympic sports, I don't know what it is, but watching some of the athletes, that stuff is amazing.
Yeah.
It is literally amazing.
Yeah. So y'all set it aside 2030. We'll hang out with Tim and watch some stuff. Because we know.
I'm game.
I think I'm planning like 4 years out. Like,
Post our first watch party.
I just made the calendar on like Shutterfly, so I have it. I don't have to wait till 2029. That's pretty cool. All right. Next
this one, it is a little more fun, but still deep. If you were guaranteed success in anything, what would you be doing every day for the rest of your life? Yep. You don't have to ever worry about if it's going to come. You already know that it's going to come. What is the thing that you would do? Anything in the world. What would you wake up and be like, dude, I would do this every day if I could.
This might be really random, but I would love to be a dancer.
Really?
Yeah. That's my first passion.
What dance? What type? Because there's like expressive. There's all these different dances.
I love any type of dance. I've tried it all, except for tap dance. I never did tap dance. I always wanted to try tap dance. But like through high school, I loved dancing. I tried to take dance classes after high school, but then like for adults, there's not really that many out there unless you're like really, really good or like very beginner. So like I kind of lost track, but I love to dance. That's my first passion is dance. Yeah.
So cool.
If I was really good at it and I can make money, I would go for it.
That's what you'd be doing.
That's legit.
I love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. I would have never thought that either. That's
random.
Even more cool.
I get that.
So,
Yeah. You can do it. Let's make it something. Why are we selling yourself short? We just talked about this. No, if your job's watching, she's not quitting. Everybody stop, calm down. I can only imagine how amazing you are at your job. So
Thank you.
awesome.
love
Well, that's awesome. One more. Okay. You have these deep ones that I try to pull it back to just like not so deep. When do you think you're ready as a parent to go away, far away on a trip with just your husband and not the kids? I haven't even done. I've done that once.
Yeah.
Last 2 years ago to Kauai for 5 days. That's how long it took me to just have a husband and wife trip without.
It's so hard. Like we're actually in 2 weeks we're going to Tahoe, but for a night.